Let's talk about onboarding. It's way more than just a stack of paperwork and a welcome lunch. When it's done poorly, it's a super expensive mistake that can actually drive your best new people away. But when you get it right, well, it becomes your secret weapon for keeping great talent and boosting productivity. So today, we're going to break down the 9 biggest onboarding screw-ups companies make, and more importantly, how you can fix them.
I want to start with just one number, 64%. Just let that sink in for a second. So what does that number actually mean for you? It means that 64% of the people you just worked so hard to hire might be thinking about leaving within their first year. And a lot of the time, it's because of a bad onboarding experience. That's a huge hidden risk for a lot of companies. And in that risk, it's got a price tag. On average, it costs around $4,000 to replace just one employee. That's a direct hit to your budget every single time someone walks out the door feeling lost or unsupported. Okay, but here's the flip side, and this is the real opportunity. A really solid, well-thought-out onboarding program can improve your new hire retention by a staggering 82%. The big takeaway here is that this isn't just about damage control, it's about building a fundamentally stronger team right from the get-go. So where do things start to go wrong? Well, a lot of the time, it starts before your new hire even sets foot in the office. This gets us to the first huge mistake, waiting until day 1 to even start the onboarding process. And that leads us straight into mistake number 2, complete radio silence. It's kind of shocking how common this is. A full 64% of new employees say they hear absolutely nothing between signing the offer and their first day. Just imagine how that feels. You're excited, probably a little nervous, and all you hear is crickets. It plants a seed of doubt before they've even started. The solution for this is a really simple but powerful idea called preboarding. Basically, it's all about using that critical time between the yes and the first day to make your new hire feel welcome, clued in, and ready to go. It completely changes that anxious silence into a conversation that builds confidence. And look, the fix here isn't complicated at all. Send all that boring HR paperwork out ahead of time so it doesn't eat up their first day. Share the simple stuff, like where to park, what the schedule looks like, the dress code. Maybe even do some quick virtual intros to the team. These little things can turn that first day anxiety into real excitement.
All right, so they've arrived. Now you're in what I like to call the make or break first week. This is where a bunch of common mistakes can pile up and create a really bad first impression.
This brings us to mistake number 3, an unprepared welcome. This quote is just jaw-dropping, but it's a real story. When someone shows up and their laptop isn't ready, they don't have a security pass, or there's nobody there to greet them, it sends a very clear message. You're an afterthought. And that's just demoralizing.
And then comes mistake number 4, information overload. You've probably seen this. It's the fire hose approach, just dumping every single policy, procedure, and form on the new person all at once. It's a recipe for burnout. The much smarter way to do it is the drip feed approach, where you space out the information over days and weeks so people can actually take it all in. Now, all of this gets even worse with mistake number 5, unclear expectations. The fix is to provide total clarity right from the start. Don't just assume the job description was enough. Actually sit down with them and map out a 30, 60, 90-day plan with clear, achievable goals. When people know exactly what's expected of them and how their success will be measured, they feel confident enough to start making an impact right away. This brings us to a huge strategic blunder. Mistake number 6, thinking of onboarding as a one-day event. A one-and-done kind of thing. To really get this right, you have to play the long game.
So, what does that long game actually look like? Well, onboarding isn't just about day 1, it's a journey. You start with the welcome and the basics, then you move into really immersing them in their role. And critically, you have planned check-ins at 30, 60, and 90 days. See, it's a process of integration, not just a one-off orientation.
And a huge part of that long game is avoiding mistake number 7, focusing only on compliance training. Sure, the security protocols and HR policies are necessary, we get it, but they're not enough. You have to balance all that stuff with practical, role-specific training that helps a person build the actual skills and confidence they need to do their job well. Which leads us to mistake number 8, just leaving a new hire to sink or swim all by themselves. A strong support system is, frankly, non-negotiable. And this is more than just manager check-ins. It's about giving them a peer mentor, a buddy,
Someone they can ask all the so-called stupid questions to. It's about creating an environment where feedback is a safe, two-way street. This is how you build real connection and keep people from feeling isolated. And that brings us to our final section and mistake number 9, which might be the most important of all: failing to actually measure and improve your process. You have to be intentional about building a better system over time. Because let's be real, you can't fix what you don't measure. Here are 3 simple but really powerful things to track. First, your new hire retention rate. Are people actually sticking around? Second, their time to productivity. How quickly are they able to start adding real value? And finally, a simple satisfaction score to get direct, honest feedback from the people who just went through it all. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this: good onboarding is not just some task for the HR department to check off a list. It is a core strategic investment in your most valuable asset, your people. It's how you turn a person you are excited to hire into a loyal, high-performing team member for the long haul. Which leaves us with a final question, one that every single leader should be asking themselves. Take a really honest look at your process and decide. Is your onboarding just a formality, a box you have to check, or is it what it really should be? Your #1 strategy for keeping your best people?